Okay. I'm talking with the Reverend Dr. Robert Bains, Jr. of the Southern Baptist Church here on Reading Avenue in Cincinnati. And we were talking about the Avondale Community Council, which is a very interesting group. I would venture to say perhaps unique in city structures, and it's been here for many years. And Reverend Bains has some ideas about its future. Why don't you just speak for a moment about how this council might strengthen itself?
I think one of the things the community council can do to improve is to work on outreach, getting more of the community at its meetings, involved in its work, that sort of thing. An example of what I'm talking about is, I understand there's 3,000 to maybe 5,000, there's several thousands of residents that live in Avondale. If you go to a community council meeting, they may put out 50 chairs. So it's rare that all of those chairs are filled. So that means we planned, when we had our community meeting, we planned for the community not to come. And the community rarely comes. Thousands of people in the community rarely come and fill up 50 chairs in the community meeting. I think this is an example of how the community is not as involved as I would like to see them. I think they might come more frequently if they were marketed to. When was the last time we invited them?
Just send out flyers or...
Send out flyers, have some kind of attractive event that...
Involves food, maybe?
There you go. Some way of pulling them in, because the more people that participate, the more ownership people have, and it prevents the tension that we had on Alaska. I would hope a lesson we've learned is that if we ever had to do another project on a specific street, that we would give extra outreach effort to at least the immediate residents around the project, and not just assume that we, the community council, have made a decision and we speak for the community, even though we may or may not be aware of people living a stone toss away from the project being in the meeting.
Right. Yeah, we're talking about the proposal for a permanent supportive homeless residence on Alaska Avenue, and that apparently was blocked by a very active citizens group called was it the Avondale 29 or Alaska 29?
I believe it's something like that.
Now, people are busy, they're raising their families, some of them are working 2 jobs, and they've got a lot going on in their lives, but you think there's more civic capacity, there's more. If you have 100 members of the Avondale Council, you think there's potential for a much larger membership there than even though people are busy and
Yes.
they're tired at the end of the day.
I think they need to make time, because if there was a Ferguson incident, the same people who was too busy to come to the meeting would find time to protest and to express their discontent with how the system is operating. Well, here the community council gives people an opportunity to help us transform the system. That the city has a track record of listening to what the community council says. The community council is open to community input, but the community got to come and input.
That's right.
So you can't say, I'm too busy to input, and then get mad with the people who gave their input and got the ball rolling. So it's enough blame for everybody, and everybody ought to feel a sense of responsibility to come on, let's make this thing better. So I think we've come a heck of a long ways with what we had to work with, but I think a great improvement would be more of the community coming to the community council, not just to watch the deliberations, almost like a city council meeting, but to actually be involved in committee work, actually get engaged,